Alright, well, it's come to my attention that there was some utter fucking cockadookie released at fucking the Game Awards, which is absolutely hilarious. And I cannot fucking wait to talk about this shit, because this fucking, this movie, this game looks so fucking ridiculous, so fucking stupid, that I just cannot help but make a movie about. Now, it shows off the graphical representation of a near sci-fi type, futurish type, Starfield type, aliens type world that has an utterly unlikable Tosh in it. And I just couldn't believe it when I saw this announcement. I mean, you really can't expect anything more from Neil Druckmann Naughty Dog type games. You know they were going to come out with utter shit. You knew they were going to make utter unlikable characters. And could you really expect a studio that made Abby from The Last of Us 2 to come out with a good Space Star game? I mean, what are the parameters here? What do we get to play with as? Do we get to go to every planet? Is it linear? Is there open world to it? Tell us more stories. All we know is that there's an obnoxious fucking goddamn brat in charge of a spaceship, and that's basically all we have to go on this game. You don't have a game. You just have a fucking stupid idea. I can appreciate the PlayStation crowd for being kind of the, so to speak, the elitists of the console generation. Everybody that owns a PlayStation 5 seems to have a superiority complex, and well, it may be an impressive piece of hardware. Certain games of narrative quality seem to get onto the pretentious side, and I would say that this new game from Naughty Dog takes the cake as being pretentious as fuck. I absolutely despise The Last of Us Part 2 just simply because it represents everything wrong with the gaming industry. The overemphasis on diversity and inclusion, the idea that games, narratives, and people's connection to one another are more important than gameplay and viscera is just such a stupid concept, and I absolutely hate the pretentious nature of these games and the award shows and people that follow in its footsteps. But what can you expect more from the pretentious people at Naughty Dog like Neil Druckmann, who think they're the greatest thing that has ever happened to gaming awards, and they came up with a very mid zombie apocalypse game? It's that self emphasis on being so good at something when in reality you're not overly the greatest, and you come off as kind of entitled little twats. There's nothing to like about this new game. There's nothing to look forward to. Other games are going to have done what it did or does 100 times better. And this entitled looking person who is at the center of it all is going to lead to people just, besides pretentious, stupid people, thinking that, oh, look at this is the only reason we'll buy it because it's so diverse. It's the most diverse game ever. Now there's a maximum amounts of diversity in these games, and this is the antithesis of a stupid idea of trying to be all classy and smart and coming off as just a bunch of dumb twats. I would say what Naughty Dog does with its games is one of the most unuseful things that has ever happened to the gaming industry. They pull the industry backwards with their strange, bizarre culture of everyone's better than everyone else. And probably in person, all of the people in Naughty Dog would be just a little bit annoying to be around and a little bit self-righteous. I have never in my life come across a character so immediately dislikable as this character that they put off. Almost a blending of all kinds of different genders and races into one human being. And it really, really goes to show the state of the gaming industry. It's so getting to the point where it's so woke, it's fucking weird. It is honestly so fucking weird the way this game plays itself off as being this super hyper realistic space adventure, and look, you get to be with some chick in anime in her room. It's this type of pretentious meandering that kind of makes us feel like they're trying to force these stories on people a little bit. The Last of Us 2 taught me that the gaming industry has changed and that now people make graphical games that I just really don't like the idea of, and I don't see how anybody could enjoy it of. They take a concept that could be cool and they make it all added with stupidity. It's like, why? And then they pass it off as the greatest, most ingenious thing ever. You know, at least Hideo Kojima had actually made great games for a long time. They didn't just make one game and remaster it over and over and over again, then they make another game and then remaster it over and over and over again. I like the Jack games. Naughty Dog just seems like a bunch of pretentious assholes. Like that's just how it is. It speaks of those Californian we're smarter and more deep than everyone wokeness that permeates the gaming industry, and in my opinion is a very cancerous aspect of digital entertainment. So yeah, Intergalactic, Heretic Prophet guy, whatever they're fucking trying to go with this, is gonna be a game that is shallow as a fucking puddle, and the amount of shit you're gonna be able to do in this world is gonna be zero. Besides listening to these fucking people drone on and on and on about their stupid fucking problems and what their pronouns are, guaranteed. It's a game that really seems to hate gamers. It's truly just seems like they absolutely fucking hate gamers at this point, and you know you have to just call it out for what it is. It's just like it's a bunch of pretentious ass people made a video game. They're gonna give themselves all the awards, saying, "Hey, look, it's Neil Druckmann made the best fucking game ever," and it's just gonna be a shallow ass, story-driven, linear space story with absolutely nothing to do in it besides listen to the stupid dialogue over and over again. PlayStation has always been the heart of elitist console gaming, and it seemed to have taken on a newest form of just pure elegance. But weirdly enough, games are always coming out for PC, and it really kind of makes you wonder, you know, how much did Sony really cares about its IPs if it's throwing them off into the PC gaming market like it does. Whatever PlayStation does is what PlayStation does, and we can't change it. I realistically couldn't have thought of a player character I would want to be less than the person portrayed here. So congratulations, Neil Druckmann. You've done a wonderful job of crafting something I utterly hate. It's a bad looking game. It's a game I don't even want to hear about. And guess what? Now I'm gonna have to fucking hear about it because YouTubers are gonna make millions of videos on it every day for the next like however long this stupid dumb game comes out. So that's my thoughts on it.